So let's go to some charging news. California's Department of Transportation, or Caltrans, has announced that they are building out 9 Level 3 fast charging locations, which is 22 chargers in all, in the middle of the state. And get this, they will be free to use, no time limit.
Is that really going to work?
Yeah, it might be a bad idea, actually, because I did the math. If you have 9 locations and 22 chargers, that means most of the locations are going to have like 2 chargers. And if someone pulls in there and is like, hey, honey, let's go see a movie, then they might be there for hours.
But the good news is that most of these stations are going to be in rest stops, so you can't really go see a movie in a rest stop. Unless you're in Tesla, because then you got Netflix in the car.
Hey, buddy, would you stop watching Netflix so I can charge?
But still, only 22 chargers for this whole state of California. I think that they're pretty lucky that Tesla Superchargers exist.
All right, but Tennessee will be doubling their existing fast charging network from 24 today to 50 by 2024.
I'm sorry, doubling 24 to 50 by 2024? That's in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's an average of like less than 10 per year?
Yeah.
Are they only assigning this to one guy?
Frank! Well, are you busy today?
Well, I was going to do...
Okay. No, stop that. Stop. You're in charge of EV charging in Tennessee.
Okay. Is anyone else going to help me?
No, just you, Frank. What, you can't handle it?
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll go get my shovels. It seems a little slow to me, but good for Tennessee for expanding.
Yeah, it's going to be 1 every 50 miles on major routes and highways. And by the way, there's 11,000 EVs in Tennessee as of December of 2020. And then, not to be outdone, Tesla Shanghai, which we announced was building a supercharger factory back in August, has now finished that factory and unveiled it as completed and able to produce up to 10,000 superchargers per year.
Wow.
So let's just put the scale there. We got California with 9, we got Tennessee with 24, we got Tesla in Shanghai, just one place, being able to make 10,000 stalls in a year. You can see who's taking this seriously and who's not. And that's what I'm kind of upset about, is that, yes, we're all moving in the right direction, but we're not all moving at the right speed. And so when we hear about like, yeah, we're going to put in EV charging, that's great. But you have to do it fast enough to keep up with the demand. And as we know from talking about the S-curve of all the EVs that are being made, if we don't build out the infrastructure fast enough, all these EVs are going to have nowhere to charge.
Right. And I think that it would be great if you could really, really rely on it. Now, Tennessee is pretty good because 50 miles, that's pretty much the lowest range EV could make it between chargers. So even in my Leaf traveling highway speeds, I could probably make it from one to the next. That's great. It's all about capacity, though. If I show up and there's a line of 4 EVs waiting, my battery might die before I even get to plug in. Just sitting there, keeping it heated or cooled or whatever I'm doing.
Right.
You really, I'd have to park it, stop it, get out. Now I'm at a rest stop. Well, I don't really want to be there.
And that's, I think, the big problem. I think a lot of politicians are like, see, we did what you asked. We put it in this charging station. It's got 2 stalls. Right. You go to a mall or something and there's a bazillion parking spaces. They figured out what you need to have for people. But when it comes to EV charging, it's like they think, well, we gave you what you asked for.
And again, it goes back to lack of experience. The people who are making the decisions generally aren't the ones who need the stuff, because the people who need it. So when Tesla knows that they need supercharging, they drive the cars, they understand what the cars are capable of, and they built their network to fit everything to do with Tesla.
Go to most gas stations. How many stalls do they have? Usually about 8 or 10.
And it doesn't even take that long to fill a gas car, right? It takes you like 5 minutes. Now we're talking about 20, 30 minutes. And yeah, the capacity just won't be there. So, I definitely applaud Tennessee. Tennessee's doing better than California. My hat's off to them. But again, we need more.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Mondays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below to head over to the Now You Know channel.